Good morning, baseball fans. Good afternoon, baseball fans, depending on which time zone you're in. Welcome on into the Friday episode here of the Payoff Pitch. I'm, of course, Jason. He's, of course, the Hockey Squirrel, and we're brought to you
Of
every
course.
single day by BetUS, a fantastic sports book. Go check them out. There's a link down in this video description. You could use that cryptocurrency that you got. And also, what about a sign-up bonuses? Nobody's got a bigger one, so just go take their free money. Squirrel, it's Friday. We made it, man. End of the week. How's that feel, man? What's going on?
Pretty good, not too bad. Going to a baseball game tonight, actually, and I'm playing in a hockey tournament this weekend. So I got
Nice.
a full weekend full of fun activities and such. And catch me out at Target Field today.
Nice. Yeah, I look forward to my weekend as well. We're going to head across the lake and spend a weekend in Michigan and let the kids go play around on the beach and the lake and have some good time. So should be
Upper or lower half?
What's that?
Upper or lower half?
The lower half. I haven't lived in the Midwest long enough to quite know which. I know what the question is, but I don't know. I don't know where we're going to be at.
I
in
have a lot
Michigan.
of family out there. That's the only reason I asked. So.
Yeah. Speaking of the weekend, now's probably a good time to go ahead and mention. I was going to mention at the end, but I'll just go ahead and do that now. No show on Monday. We're not going to have a show on Monday with the holidays, so just make sure you're following us on Twitter. You can see there on the bottom our Twitter information is scrolling across. So no show on Monday. We'll just go ahead and fire off whatever bets we have on Twitter, and obviously you can always go to hockeysquirrel.com and find out what the Squirrels got going over there. Boy, good day for me yesterday. Went 2-1, hit that Nationals team total. I was celebrating when that hit, boys. What a nice one. I was just telling the Squirrel before the show, we were on 4, so we had a push. I've never sweat so much in a sweat-free position than what I did, even though they were at 4 runs at the end of the first inning. I was sweating like they were at 3 runs. It was quite crazy. And then we hit another nice parlay yesterday, that Guardians and Red Sox. Hopefully you are following me on Twitter. I add bets sometimes after the show. That was one I added after the show, and I did it in a parlay. Paid 3-1, Guardians and Red Sox team total. So good hit right there. All right, let's move it over now to the second inning. We'll call it around the bases.
I hit my parlay yesterday too. I want to say it was the I did. It was the Red Sox and then that Rockies over.
Red Sox beat up on Dallas
Oh, yeah,
Keuchel.
did they
Like I
ever.
knew they jumped all 3 runs in the first, 6 after 2 or something. Nice call, by the way, on that Rockies Nationals over. That was a great play. I don't know what we'll talk about today, but I think that could also be in play today with Aaron Sanchez on the mound. Let's go ahead and jump into it and see if anybody's got that in the second inning. Why don't you go ahead and kick it off?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about the Rockies over.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, I go right back to the well on it. Figure why not, man? It's it just jumped from 9 to 9.5. I did grab it at 9 at -120. So if you want to buy it down or find a stale line as we're talking about it, I would recommend it. And I think there's a reason that it's moving upward.
Yeah.
As it should. Once again, I think this is one of those deals where if this were the game that you were getting at the Rockies, at Coors Field with Gomber and Sanchez, and you're getting pitching of 7 ERAs and 4 ERAs for these, for the offenses, I guess, going against these pitchers. And the only thing that would make this better, much like yesterday, is if the Rockies were seeing left-handed pitching as they are like number 1 or number 2 against that. But still, Sanchez with a 3-3 record and a 7 ERA is not it in the least. Again, I mean, if this were playing in Denver, much like yesterday, I think you'd be seeing the line of 11, 12, 11.5. Just how it seems to go there. So I'm going to try to cash in and take advantage again of a line that's a couple runs lower than you would probably see otherwise.
Yeah, you got a nice cash yesterday. I think you'll get another good one today. I was looking up Aaron Sanchez's numbers. Boy, you didn't go through them, I understand. Boy, they're just god-awful. I mean, they are god-awful. I didn't know who I was looking up, but looking up his numbers, whoa, they were atrocious. And then, you got Gomber on the mound there. We've just played these Nationals about a month or so ago. Great spot for another over, Squirrel. I think you'll get rewarded with a nice cash. How about another over? Let's talk about Guardians Tigers. Not the full game, though. Let's pick on these starting pitches. Let's do F5 over 3.5 at plus 113. Remember, the Cleveland Guardians have about the top 3 bullpen in baseball, so I just don't want to mess with that bullpen at all. I want to just attack these starting pitchers. You got Bieber versus Fado. Look, these 2 pitchers just went at it 5 days ago, and in that matchup, there were 5 runs scored in the first 5. So don't be scared of Bieber. Don't be scared of Fado. Don't be scared of these guys' names. This cashed in their last start, and now we're seeing the same 2 guys on the mound 5 days later. That is, generally speaking, a lot of my justification. Been watching these shows now for 2 months. You kind of know how I like to handicap, and one of my strengths at handicapping is the batter seeing a pitcher relatively soon. Well, this is 5 days later. So got a cash 5 days ago. I'll look for a cash today on a line that's a little bit lower of over 3.5 runs at plus 113 in the first 5 innings. What's the second game you want to talk about, Squirrel?
So I think yesterday we saw quite a large underdog in this game. And then now today they are a favorite, and that is the Toronto Blue Jays, who actually just pulled it off yesterday. I think it was Ohtani on the mound, was it not?
Yeah, that was in my double play. I've been struggling with that, but yeah, Blue Jays
they
got
were like
a
big minus 160, I think the Angels were not able to pull it off, and now today things flip around where you're seeing Alek Manoah, who's actually been very decent, 5-1 already for wins and losses, a 1.6 ERA going against a guy that we're fairly unfamiliar with in Chase Silseth. And he's had 2 outings against the same team, Oakland Athletics. First game, he went 6 innings pitched, no runs, 1 hit, which we can understand with the batting average of that team. Second one, he got hit a little bit more, 4 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, and now he'll see a much better opponent, I think, at least in the Toronto Blue Jays, I would have to think. So I guess I'm going to take, the perceived significant edge in starting pitching with the fact, that Toronto is completely capable of beating LA. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like at a minus 120 that, the only thing I'm doing is taking the pitching because the offense is there for them to be able to put it together, especially with guys like Springer and Bichette and Guerrero and whatnot. You have to watch out for Mike Trout and Ohtani and whatnot on the other side of things, but that's where you're buying that pitching edge for minus 120. I just don't think it's a lot to pay.
Love that right there. But they got it done yesterday against Ohtani at home. No reason why they can't go ahead and pull off a second consecutive win today. Like that pick today in the Blue Jays. I'm going to go ahead and jump over to New York and back those Mets F5 team total over 1.5 runs. This is a good opportunity to remind people to follow me on Twitter. You cannot find 1.5 runs right now. You could, of course, last night if you read my tweet when I bought it and tweeted it. So it's at 2.5 now. It's still a bet that I like, but obviously like it a lot more at 1.5 and minus 120. The line movement just shows I'm right. Like, do I need a justifier, or can we just use the line movement? That it, right? I think, was it Squirrel, like a month ago, you talked about how, like, if you didn't have all this data we have, if you don't want to pay for Fangraphs, if you don't want to pay for Action Network, just use the books. If the line moves in one way, okay, then clearly I'm on the right side. So I'm on the right side. The Mets, though, are also getting the lefty and Bailey Falter. Mets versus left-handed pitching across the offensive stats sit around between 8 to 14. If he doesn't go 5 innings, because there's a chance he doesn't, he's not quite built up, great. I get that terrible Phillies bullpen. So the Mets 2 runs over the course of first 5 innings. Are you kidding me? Sign me up and live with the result all day long. So that's how we'll do it right there. All right, time to shut up. Let's give these guys some pitching props. What's a guy on the bump for you today, Squirrel?
So I'm looking at either the under of really either guy. I was just kind of flipping through some stats of Aaron Sanchez or Austin Gomber to go under their strikeout total. You have
Why don't you talk about Sanchez, because Gomber's my guy.
Cool. I was just looking at him. I mean, his last few games, it's, if you're looking at under 2.5 strikeouts, how often do you honestly see that, though? Like, it's not all too often you see under 2.5. And, if I'm already on the over, I don't want him to strike anybody out, but I'm looking at his last 3 games. He's gone 1 strikeout, 2 strikeouts, and 1 strikeout, and that's all over 5.1 innings pitched. So the dude's getting hit every single game this year. He has not given up less than 6 hits in any game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 starts. It's 6, 7, or 8 hits per game. between 3 to 5 innings is how far he's going to go. So if that doesn't not only speak more to the over, but also an under on the strikeout props as to if he gets crushed, there's a chance he may get taken out early as well. So plus money, plus 125 for something that he's hardly done. Yeah, it seems low for under 2.5, but Rockies have some decent bats. So
I like that. I mean, when I was looking up that over, which I almost added to my card, I just kind of have a big card today, especially when you added my French Open bets. I saw the same angle you did, almost bet it, almost pulled the trigger, but I figured, why not jump on that other starting pitcher there of the Colorado Rockies instead, and I'll go ahead and do Gomber. I'll go ahead and do Gomber under 3.5 Ks. You can get this one at plus 110. Gomber's K per 9 is down this season. It's at 6.7 as opposed to 8.8 from last season. And with that, the opponent's batting average is up from 232 to 253 this season. Those obviously correlate and kind of go hand to hand. If we want to look at what the Nationals did the last time they faced a left-handed starter in Urias, he only got 3 versus the Nationals. He went 6 innings too, so went a fair distance in that game, and was only able to get 3. And Urias and Gomber's K per 9 is basically the same. We're talking 6.7 and 6.5. So we're talking the same kind of pitcher. And then the Nationals rank about middle of the pack. About 20.8% of their outs are coming via the strikeout. Marquez last night only got 2. Obviously, he's a right-hander, but he was only able to get 2 against this lineup. So I'll take a chance on Austin Gomber to stay under 3.5 Ks in a game that I think I'm with you. There will be runs, and the starting pitchers could get chased, and Gomber is a guy that could get chased early. Look, Marquez, while the Nationals got runs early and kind of tagged him, he went 6 innings. They didn't have to pitch the 9th because the Nationals were at home, so they only had to get 2 innings out of that bullpen. If they need to go to that bullpen early today because maybe Gomber doesn't quite have it, they have that luxury with what Marquez was able to give them last night. So I'll take Gomber under 3.5 Ks at plus 110. I actually don't have a second one. Everything else I was going to give out was just too juicy. So I don't even – do you have a second one?
I don't either, but the thing I will tell you is there are pitching props on Carlos Rodon. So I do think he is going to go ahead and go for the San Francisco Giants against the Cincinnati Reds, which is an angle that I'm going to take later on in the innings.
Cool. All right, well, let's see what your angle is in the 4th inning. We call it long shots. There's a plus money dog out there that you think can get the victory. Which one is that, Squirrel?
It may be quite controversial, but you have already said do not be afraid of the names of somebody like Shane Bieber. And we talked about this a little bit before the show. You said he's just seen them not too long ago. Is that right?
5 days ago.
The Detroit Tigers. So you had talked about his pitch arsenal perhaps not being quite enough to go through the lineup twice, but what I was seeing is something different, not particularly in stats, pitching, anything like that, but in what you just talked about, I would like to touch on of watching line movement. And the line has been coming down for the Detroit Tigers, so I investigate into that a little bit. Wow. There is about 30% of the tickets and 70% of the money, roughly, on the Detroit Tigers. So that leaves you with 70% of the tickets fading the general public because of the Cleveland Guardians, because of particularly Shane Bieber, I would have to think. You get Alex Fado on the mound for the Detroit Tigers, but at a plus 140 or 145 as the line has been coming down steadily, and at some books in particular, you're even seeing plus 135s already on the Detroit Tigers. So as a long shot, a value opportunity, I'm going to go ahead and back the money, back the fact that line's moving in the correct direction, and take the Detroit Tigers at home.
All right. Love that pick right there, taking those Tigers. I was wrong about those Guardians yesterday. They ended up losing. I think it was 4-3. Man, just that Guardians bullpen. Man, it's really stinking good, but they're going to be rolling out those bad arms. Bieber is going to get hit through the first 5, then you'll cruise to a nice money dog cash right there at the end. All right, what's going to be my long shot today? Why not back the Yankees at plus 108? It's really hard to stay off the Yankees up against the Rays. Talian's on the mound there for the Yankees. Nice, good strikeout stuff. He'll keep them in the game. Springs is on the mound there for the Rays. He'll keep them in it. We don't know how long he'll go. Probably less than 5. from the bullpen perspective, Rays have a top 10 bullpen. Yankees bullpen remains among one of the better throughout the throughout the bigs. Even though they have lost Aroldis Chapman, they're still absolutely getting it done. Yankees versus left-handed pitching is decent to average. I don't know, just everything about the Yankees at plus 108. I don't think they should be a dog up against the Rays. They've got a nice bullpen advantage. So I like the Rays today at plus 108 as my nice long shot of the day.
Great.
Keep swinging. We'll give these people some hitting props. Did you find any today?
Yeah. So there's a guy I love who's going to be at Target Field tonight here.
Oh.
I'll be at Target Field tonight watching this guy get over 1.5 total bases. He is one of my favorite batters on the Twins. Luis Arias, I think he's excellent, has an excellent eye for the ball, great base hitter. I feel confident every time he steps up to the plate. There are players that I don't feel confident in when they step up to the plate. It used to be Nelson Cruz with his insane strikeout rate. Of course, if he got a hold of the ball, it was usually gone. But it bothered me that he was swinging at things in the dirt, hacking at stuff. Arias is very much, the opposite. There's a few guys here like Buxton. When Max Kepler gets up, when Arias gets up, there are guys that you just know generally are good for a base hit. Over 1.5 over 1.5 total bases is plus 115 against Brad Keller, and he's batting 600.
Wow.
He's got 6 hits off of Brad Keller on 10 at-bats, and I'm telling you, he is just that good. I would absolutely back Luis Arias to do some damage here today.
Nice. Love that right there. Hey, I thought you were going to say Max Kepler. He's 6 for 16 up against Keller with a double and 2 home runs. He's got 0 strikeouts against Brad Keller, so like Max Kepler. I'm going to go ahead and parlay him with Segura. There are the Phillies. He's 7 for 16 up against Carrasco, got a double and 3 home runs. So I like to take 2 guys and take over 0.5 hits and drop them in a nice parlay. I think Kepler and Segura will get it done for you guys. 6th inning called It's a Steal. What's a steal for you today there, Squirrel?
You already touched on it. What odds did you say you got the Yankees at?
Plus 108.
Okay, cool. That's what I found too as the best line. Not too often you're going to find the Yankees at that price. I took them yesterday at a minus 120 for about the same reason, that I just don't think you're going to find them at that price very often. And it went pretty deep into the game before they actually pulled off a run. I think it wasn't until like the 7th inning that a single run was even brought in the game in general. It was 0-0 for the longest time. I think they pulled off, a 7-2 win, I would like to say it was. And you get Tyon, as you've already touched on, and going against, Jeffrey Springs. So you get a small favorite in the Rays, but man, at a plus 108, nothing really fishy here other than 2 offenses that are pretty equally matched. It's really more just about getting the Yankees at a price that you generally won't, and that is why I would classify it as a steal.
All right, so the New York Yankees comes in as your steal. Guys know in the 6th inning, I've kind of transitioned to what I like to do in this inning. I like to kind of give you guys a NRFI or maybe a YRFI that I can go ahead and get a cash for you guys. I've been struggling with this section, to be quite honest. Absolutely been struggling. Today, I think we've got a winner for you guys. We're going to do a NRFI, Yankees and Rays. What about the NRFI and Yankees Rays? Boy, Italian, he's been outstanding so far in the first inning. He's had 8 starts and only given up 1 run in those 8 starts. Just been really remarkable, only giving up 6 hits to go along with 6 Ks. So we like, obviously, what Tyon's been able to do so far in the first inning. That I mentioned Springs. He's going to be on the mound there for the Rays. Again, short inning guy, so he should have success, right? This is a guy that should be able to empty the tank. He's had 4 starts, given up 1 run, but has 6 Ks in those 4 starts. So just like this NRFI in this game. Let's see if we can turn it around here. Been struggling in the 6th inning. Don't even know if I've gotten one right this week. Hell, the one yesterday was over. Hunter Green couldn't throw a strike to save himself. Cubs jumped all over him. So, all right, today, NRFI though. Yankees, Rays, book it. Let's go ahead and get a cash for you guys.
Nice. 7th
inning, coming to a stretch. We got to give these people our best bet. What is your best bet on the board today, Squirrel?
With the announcement of Carlos Rodon, I do believe that he will be going against Ashcraft, is the last name, Graham Ashcraft of the Cincinnati Reds. No real clue. No idea about that guy, but I ain't going to bet against no Rodon on the Cincinnati Reds. Even if they did just put up 20 runs yesterday, it ain't happening today. I will take as my best bet the San Francisco Giants on the run line to beat up on the Cincinnati Reds, with Carlos Rodon on the mound being a very close second, if not tied for favorite pitcher with Walker Buehler. I'm a big fan of Walker Buehler, but Rodon is definitely a guy that is very much up there, and for a good reason. Should be. So.
Yeah, I didn't even know who the starter was for the Reds, and I was willing to back the Giants. I mean, that's just how good that guy is. Maybe a couple of hiccups, but he's a guy I'll go ahead and back. All right, my best bet of the day, fellas. Best bet. We're in the same spot as we were in yesterday. We just put more money on this one today. I'll get to that part here in a little bit. All right, Royals Twins over 8.5 runs. Royals Twins over 8.5 runs at plus 102. You got Ober on the mound. He's going up against Keller there, or the Royals. Both of these guys just pitched versus the opponent in their last start, so we absolutely love that right there. Ober, in his game, the score was 7-6, and in Keller's game, the score was 9-2. All right, so we're good right there. Keller, he struggled versus Twins, generally speaking, over the course of his career. Earlier, 5 days ago, 7 innings pitched, 4 runs, so not a quality start. So we absolutely like that right there. In 2021, went against the Twins 4 times. 3 of those 4 games cashed the over. The one that did not lost on the hook, so like that, we're getting 75% hit rate with barely losing. Ober faced the Royals twice in 2021. He was good the first time, second the bad time. Wasn't too bad 5 days ago. Let's see if that trend can now carry over to what happens 5 days ago. What about the offenses? Boy, both these offenses doing pretty good versus right-handers. Averages, you got them ranked 4th and 13th. OBP, you got 6 and 7. Slugging, you got 5 and 19. And OPS, you got 7 and 16. So 2 offenses right there in the top half of the league, top 10 in a handful of those categories. Bullpens, terrible bullpens. Opponents' batting average, 29-28. WHIP, 28-27. FIP, 30th and 18th, and ERA 27 and 26. Also loved what the Royals did last night. They needed their closer Barlow to throw 41 pitches last night. Watched a lot of baseball. There's a very strong possibility Barlow will be sat down today and he won't be able to come back off 41 pitches. He might. I could be wrong, but either way, I like that. But I got a feeling he'll be sitting down. So this game has everything I like in and over. Starting pitchers that aren't the greatest, but also saw their opponent 5 days ago. We've got 2 really good offenses, and we got 2 really crappy bullpens. Absolutely love over 8.5 runs. And Royals versus Twins, you're going to be at that game. It's going to be 75, 80 degrees, sunny, right, Squirrel?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, man. Was Barlow that dude with the long hair, the long stringy hair coming off back?
Barlow?
I thought he sucked. Yeah, I think he sucked. He loaded the bases with no outs in the 8th. Right?
I think the Royals have 2 good bullpen guys in Barlow, and I think it's a guy's name like Stoutman or something. 2 good guys. They were off it a little bit.
I don't know, but he loaded the bases with no outs, and somehow the Twins botched that. And then it came down to the bottom of the 9th inning with guy on first and third with 2 outs, and they botched that. So couldn't tie the damn thing. I would have been mad if I was at that game, but tonight will be different. Tonight will be different.
Tonight will be different. We'll have tons of runs. Just to kind of get everybody up to speed, we talked about it here yesterday. Obviously, that was a big spot for that Nationals bet. This is the same big spot. If you're following me on TikTok, I'm trying to turn $10 into $85,000. This is the next bet in that challenge. I put $6,400 on this bet. Just kind of let you guys know that that's how I feel about this bet. I'm obviously not suggesting anybody to bet $6,400 on this, but amongst all the bets I like today, not only is it in the 7th inning, but I put 6,400 bones on it, so let's get it over 8.5 runs here in Royals versus Twins. Double play. We give them a parlay in the 8th inning. What's your parlay of the day, Squirrel?
You got to start off with an easy San Francisco Giants money line to something else. And as I'm going down the board, I want to talk about something that we haven't really talked about yet, and it was something you and I barely kind of mentioned before the show a little bit, and that was Brandon Woodruff and the Brewers. We both seem to like against Dakota Hudson and the St. Louis Cardinals there at a minus 140 price. Perhaps you could try something in the first 5 innings, but if you were just looking for a regular money line, minus 140, and the Giants on the money line, that gets you to a plus 153 for a 2-teamer.
Giants and who?
The Milwaukee Brewers and Brandon Woodruff.
Good. We don't have the same two teams. I went Astros and Padres. Couldn't get off Verlander and the Astros. Flexen's not been who. It's a shame. He was such a cash cow for us last year on the F5 money line, but he's not the same pitcher this year, and Verlander's been absolutely outstanding. And then parlaying them with the Padres, they don't look. This is not like a huge advantages over the Pirates, but they have the better hitting. They have the better bullpen. They bring the better starter to the mound, so it's check, check, check. Not huge advantages, but they have the advantages over the Pirates. Really got the advantages in the bullpen. That's got some Padres bullpen in the last 10 is sitting really nice. So Astros Padres plus 151 for me. I'll go ahead and roll with that. All right, we got to go ahead and let's go reveal our official bets, and then we did have a couple questions pop into the chat there. We'll circle back, and then we'll, of course, hit rapid fire. Let me give you guys my bets. So in Guardians Tigers, F5 over 3.5 runs at plus 113. The Mets F5 team total over 1.5. Hopefully this game gets played, because if this comes up tomorrow, we won't get 1.5. Again, the books made a big mistake. We were able to take advantage of them last night. Royals and Twins over 8.5 at plus 102. Astros Padres money line at plus 155. And I'll go ahead and fade Gomber there, the Rockies. He'll stay under 3.5 Ks. Looks like a few bets for you today. A little increase there. I like it.
Yeah. Usually it's been lower volume. I was just looking ahead at tomorrow. You may want to take a look already, man. Tomorrow's Royals and Twins game should fly over. Chris Archer, Brady Singer, and the line is even at 8.5. Like that's going to be another over to look at. Getting back to my bets for today, though. Let's do.
There's already, if you want to, not to get off tangent. Hold on. You brought up one guy for tomorrow. We should actually set the table a little bit for tomorrow, because obviously we're not with people for the next 3 days. You got Adon on the mound there for the Nationals. Take the over in that game. You got Jordan Lyles going against the Red Sox. Back the Red Sox. There's some good spots here. There was one more.
You have Marlins plus 115 with Alcantara against Tucker Davidson.
There was one more spot that I liked.
Is Tucker Davidson a righty? Because that would be pretty nice.
Not sure.
Let's see.
Oh, Taylor Hearn. He was the other one. Back in the Athletics. Those are my 4 plays for tomorrow. Just a matter of
a lefty. Bro, he's a lefty with an 8.7 ERA. Take the Marlins at plus money with Alcantara. That's insane.
All right, let's go ahead, and I'm pulling up BetUS so we can get these live.
We're gonna rapid fire tomorrow's bets, bro.
I know. I can't wait for tomorrow's bets.
So yeah, my real ones for today. Rockies Nationals over 9. It's jumped to 9.5 now. Currently at whatever odds, -110 plus something. I don't know. Plus 100. What is it at? -110 for 9.5, and I got over 9 -120. So I don't know. However you want to do it. Giants run line -120. Absolute steal with Rodon on the mound, as far as I'm concerned. Blue Jays with Alek Manoah. I think you're getting a pitching edge. I think that's fine if they can do it against Ohtani yesterday. I think they can do it against Silseth today. Yankees money line plus 108. Just a line you're not going to see all too often anymore for that team. And it's a coin flip anyway, basically. So you're getting, I think, really good odds.
All right, before we get to the rapid fire, let's address a couple of these questions in the chat. We've got opinions on Pirates. I already gave my opinion on that game. Rockies. I don't know why you would try and pick a winner in that game. Just take the over.
Yeah,
and Diamondbacks are playing the Dodgers.
Yeah, the line seems weird. So I tried to take Diamondbacks yesterday at that huge plus 160. Obviously didn't work out. But at a plus 125 today, it's weird for the Diamondbacks. I mean, significantly lower.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's interesting, going against the Dodgers. And then Brewers F5 is another question. Yeah, full game F5.
Yep.
Like it all.
I talked about
that. And then
that
Yankees under. Yep, like that one as well. All right, let's get to rapid fire. So those are the questions in the comments. Anybody else? We'll gladly answer anything every day. So let's go ahead and run through this rapid fire. When we pull up BetUS, we'll get live lines, over, unders, and run lines, and money lines. Well, let's jump into it. The first game is Giants, Reds. I got Rodon versus nobody. Doesn't matter. I'm on Giants run line. Whatever. I'm on Giants run line. Yeah. We already know you're on Giants run line.
Yep.
Rockies and Nationals. I don't know why you're trying to pick a winner in this game. Some days you just, why pick a winner? Pick the over, or do the opposite. Pick a winner and don't worry about the over under. We're both in agreement. This is an over spot.
Without a doubt.
Phillies and Mets. I'm taking the Mets at minus 155. I'll pay a little extra juice and not have to worry about run by 2.
Yep, I would too.
Carrasco's home and away splits are awesome at home. This guy is dramatically better at home as Carrasco. So take the Mets at minus 155. Pay a little juice. Nothing wrong with that. Guardians and Tigers are up next. Tigers plus 135. Guardians minus 155 with an over-under of 7.5. I like that over at even money.
We're on the Yankees?
Guardians and Tigers.
Guardians. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll actually stick with my Tigers money line then at a plus 140.
Like it. All right, Yankees, Rays. We both like the Yankees. What about from an over/under? I'm going to take the under. Do you like an over or under of 7.5?
No, I like the Yankees.
Likes the Yankees more. Yeah, I do too. Kyle Bradish of the Orioles is going up against Garrett Whitlock of the Red Sox. Red Sox continue to have a strong bullpen over the course of the last 10 days. You're getting the Red Sox at minus 170. I would pay the run line price and get it at plus 105. So Red Sox run line for me.
I would too, because I think the other stuff's yucky. I don't want to pay minus 170. No way in hell am I backing Baltimore in any way. And 10 is kind of crazy for a line. For the over-under, I just no way I want to do that either. Any way around it. So Red Sox run line if I had to, but I'm staying out of the game really.
All right, Marlins and Braves with an over-under of 9. Marlins plus 120, Braves minus 140. Got a teams very familiar. They just hooked up not too long ago, so because of that, I'll take the over.
Yeah. Every time I see Trevor Rogers, I always want to lean that way. Although I don't think Ian Anderson's too bad, but I guess what's the handedness of Ian Anderson is all I would really want to know.
He's a righty.
Then I would take the Marlins. They're very good against right.
Marlins
They're
as
not good
dogs.
against lefties. Yeah.
Royals and Twins are up next. Over under of 8.5. I obviously love the over.
By default, I have to love the over, man. I'll support you on that one.
Let's go, boys. This is a big bet. This is bet $6,400 to win $12,700. This is. I'm already uncomfortable, just like I was. I can feel it right in here. I'm extremely uncomfortable. Right in there. And it's 8 hours from first pitch. Brewers and Cardinals. I'm with you. Like the Brewers, whether it's an F5 spot, full game money line, you're only asking minus 140. Yeah. Just take the Brewers.
For Woodruff, yep.
Blue Jays and Angels, I think you're on a good spot here by taking the Blue Jays at minus 120. I would just do that, not have to worry about a total.
Yep.
Then you got Astros and Mariners. I think the Astros are a bona fide parlay piece, obviously, with Verlander on the mound against Flexen, over under of 7.5. I would probably take the under.
Really? I like an over.
Okay. Pirates and Padres are up next with an over-under of 7. Pirates plus 175. Padres minus 210. I'll go ahead and say these offenses are terrible right now. Padres are better, but it's only by a tick, and they're both terrible. I will take under 7, and I'll sweat right on through that one. I'll take under. That one's going to be sweaty.
It's actually so ugly, though.
It's what?
It's so ugly.
Yeah. The offenses are full on struggle.
My God, over under of 7 with this. I'll go over. I guess I really will.
2 more games: Rangers and Athletics. Gray versus Irvin. Over under of 7. Rangers minus 125. Athletics are at plus 105. I take the Rangers. I like what they're doing. Playing good ball over the last couple weeks. Good bullpen. Offense is picking up. Athletics still suck. Oops, sorry about that. Everybody.
Hey, man, quit hitting me.
What are you taking in this game there, Squirrel?
Athletics, money line.
Athletics, money line. All right, and the last game of the day here is, of course, the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. Over under of 10. Boy, the Dodgers are raking. And the Dodgers are certainly hitting. Just take the Dodgers minus 145. How about that? Not going to get that too often. I think Dodgers are minus 145. I'll pay you alone for that offense.
But going back to this Athletics game, if you actually want some kind of positive value, you can definitely get it right now out there at plus 112 as opposed to 105 at every other book if you've got access to FanDuel, I'm seeing. So take advantage there.
Okay, nice. Good stuff right there. All right, that is the Friday slate here. Let me just pull this up and let me just give you any thoughts I have on Saturday's slate, maybe Sunday, because we won't be with you guys. Again, just make sure you follow us on Twitter, and we won't be with you on Monday as well, as we'll all be with family and friends on the holidays. Just off the top of my cuff here, looking at it, I like the Red Sox again on Saturday, fading Jordan Lyles. I also like the over in the Royals and Twins game. I also like the Rockies, getting on the Rockies and fading Adon. We don't have to, fade him again. Sure, sign me up. I also like the Athletics with Taylor Hearn on the mound there. That's what I generally like on Saturday. Just at a quick glance. Sunday, we'll fade Bruce Zimmerman going up against the Red Sox. They'll be able to do damage. Fade Eliza Hernandez against the Braves. I'll look to fade him. Zach Greinke. Man, too bad we can't get under 1.5 walks. That one's taken away from us. Saturday, don't have too many slappies going. Looks all right. All right. I'll take the under in Brewers-Cardinals. I'm interested in the under in Brewers-Cardinals with Burns and Mykolas on the mound. And then Monday. Let's do Monday real quick. We've got, Monday. Corn Trill's on the mound. Nice. Not too many bad starters. Have to dig into Monday's site. Okay, cool. All right, that's how we'll do it there, folks. Just a couple ran through those here for half a second. Again, we won't be with you guys on Monday. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Let's cash these bets. Let's go ahead and hit that like button on your way out. Bring the energy, fellas. Bring the positivity. Smash that like button on your way out. Let us know you'll be tailing. Let us know you'll be cashing. And we look forward to seeing everybody on Tuesday. Enjoy the nice...
Take the Carolina Hurricanes.
You're back,
Take
bro.
the Carolina Hurricanes.
You're back. What was the question?
Hurricanes. No, I was just saying, let me do this before you go. Take the Carolina Hurricanes. They'll win tomorrow.
Take the Carolina Hurricanes. Oh, there was a question. Are the Blues covering the
Blues,
spread?
are they going to cover the spread? No, they're not. So don't take them.
Okay, don't do that. All right. Have a good one, everybody.
Okay.